Beloved, welcome to Sunday's Talk, and thank you for joining me. This is our moment each week to slow down, reflect, and realign with the wisdom that helps us live with greater peace, clarity, and purpose. So wherever you are right now, take a breath, settle your mind, and drop into your spirit. Be present in this moment, and let us grow together. Beloved, I want to speak from this thought. The power of the unprovoked mind. I'll say that again. The power of the unprovoked mind. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever noticed how quickly another person can change your emotional state, your internal disposition, by way of a comment, a message, a moment of disrespect, and suddenly something shifts inside you? Your mind begins replaying the moment. Your energy changes. Your peace begins to disappear. One small interaction, and somehow your entire inner world feels unsettled. You are now upset, angered, totally emotionally dysregulated. Has that ever happened to you, beloved? Most people believe this happens because of what the other person did. But there is a deeper truth beneath those moments. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that our emotions are controlled by what happens around us. We believe our anger is caused by someone else's behavior. Our frustration is created by someone else's words. Our peace depends on how people treat us. But life slowly reveals something different, beloved. People will misunderstand you. People will disappoint you. People will behave in ways that reveal their own wounds, their own immaturity, and their own personal struggles. That is a part of the human experience. There's no way of getting around that. And while we cannot control the behavior of others, we can learn to govern the inner world within us, the inner space that God entrusted to our care. Because the real power in life is not found in controlling every situation. It is found in mastering how we respond to them. And let me explain. Every time someone provokes you and you immediately react, something invisible happens. Your attention shifts, your energy drains, your peace becomes dissolved, and suddenly your inner world has been handed over to someone who may not even know you well. And the surprising part is this, beloved. Many of the people who disturb your peace will never even realize they did it. Yet your mind continues replaying the moment. Your nervous system continues carrying the weight. And the question becomes this: why do we give so much power away? Why do we allow temporary moments to take residence in our thoughts? Because we have been taught to believe that our emotional reactions are automatic. That if someone disrespects you, anger must follow. If someone offends you, frustration must flow. If someone ignores you, hurt must follow. But beloved, between what happens to us and how we respond to it, there is always a moment of choice. And that moment of choice is where your freedom lives. You see, two people can experience the exact same situation. One leaves angry, the other leaves untouched, unbothered. Not because the situation was different, but because the interpretation was different. One assigned meaning that created suffering. The other simply observed the moment and allowed it to pass. And understanding this changes how you move through the world. I remember a moment several years ago that taught me this lesson in a very real way. Someone said something to me that felt dismissive, disrespectful. And in that moment, I could feel the reaction rising inside me. My mind immediately wanted to defend itself, to correct the statement, to explain why they were wrong. But something inside me paused. And in that pause, I realized something simple, but oh so powerful. Their words were coming from their perspective, their understanding, their emotional state in that moment. It had nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, to do with my identity nor my worth. So instead of reacting, I chose stillness. And what surprised me was how quickly the moment lost its power. Because the moment I stopped feeding the reaction, the tension disappeared. That was one of the moments that taught me something I've carried ever since. Not every moment deserves your emotional energy. Because, beloved, the moment you understand that your emotional life is shaped by the meaning you assign to experiences, you stop attempting to control everyone around you. You begin mastering the only thing that truly belongs to you, your mind. And that kind of self-mastery changes how you move through the world, how you show up in life. You stop reacting to everything. You become more selective about what deserves your attention. You begin protecting your peace as something sacred. It's non-negotiable because every reaction has a cost. I'll say that again. And I mean every reaction has a cost. It costs your focus, it costs your energy, and the most expensive cost is your time that you can never get back. And it will even go as far as to cost you the emotional atmosphere you carry throughout your day. Beloved, emotional mature people are not people who never feel anger. They are people who know how to pause before anger takes control. They understand that silence is often stronger than argument. Calmness is often stronger than retaliation, and restraint is often stronger than proving a point. This is not weakness. You know what it is? It's called wisdom. Because the strongest person in the room is not the one who reacts the fastest. It is the one who cannot easily be provoked. You see, the world we live in is incredibly reactive. People react before thinking, react before understanding, react before pausing. But the individuals who create stable lives learn a different discipline. They learn how to remain internally steady even when the external world becomes chaotic. They learn how to pause, to slow down, to observe, to choose their response with intention. And that ability creates a kind of strength that is difficult to disturb. And as I begin to close, I'll leave you with this. Today's Sunday's offering. You see, every week I want to leave you with something practical to add to your toolbox. That's why I do this. Because insight can inspire us, but practice is where transformation begins. It transforms us. So here is a discipline I invite you to begin practicing this week. I call it the sacred pause. Whenever you feel yourself becoming emotionally triggered, someone has said something irritating, someone has behaved in a manner that unsettles you, you feel offended, practice these 3 steps. 1, pause. It's just that simple. Pause. Even if it's just for a few seconds. That pause interrupts the automatic reaction. Your nervous system wants to produce. It wants to respond. 2, observe the story your mind is telling. Ask yourself quietly, what meaning am I assigning to this moment? Because many reactions come not from the event itself, but from the interpretation we attach to the event. And lastly, choose your response. Remind yourself, I am responsible for my inner state. Sometimes the response will be calm conversation. Sometimes it will be silence. Sometimes it will simply be walking away and protecting your peace. But every time you pause, observe, and choose, you strengthen your ability to lead yourself. And beloved, self-leadership is one of the most powerful forms of freedom a human being can develop. You see, peace is not created when the world finally behaves the way you want it to. Peace is created when we stop allowing the world to dictate our inner life and begin aligning that inner life with the peace God planted within us. You see, the strongest person in the room is not the loudest voice. It is the one who remains steady, the one who cannot easily be provoked, the one who refuses to surrender their peace, their power to a temporary moment. And when a person reaches that level of inner stability, they become something rare, a calm presence in a chaotic environment, a grounded spirit in emotional storms, a person whose peace is no longer negotiable. And beloved, that kind of inner strength is one of the greatest forms of freedom a human being can experience. And that is where peace begins. Amen and amen. Beloved, I want to thank you for joining me on today. I hope this message spoke to your spirit. If so, drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. I enjoy reading the comments. And do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button if you are new to this community. Until next time, I love you to life. God bless.